Well, I am blessed to be here this morning.
我都係俾神嘅祝福，俾我能夠今日同大家喺埋一齊。
It was a treat to get to sing with you.
對我嚟講，都係一個好開心嘅時候，能夠見到你哋。
In 2005 and 2006,
2005年、2006年，
my wife and I got to spend time in China as missionaries.
我太太同我能夠可以有機會嘅去中國做宣教士。
We were in Kunming and Mengzi,
我哋喺昆明同埋喺芒市，
and we worked with Red River University in Mengzi.
我哋喺芒市嘅時候，我哋同一間學校叫做紅色大學。
That was my first introduction into mission work.
當時咧就係我第一次係接觸到宣教事工。
And I fell in love with your people
我對嗰啲人咧愛上咗啦。
and over the bridge noodles.
咁跟住咧，我就同佢哋講神嘅話語，
They were great to eat.
亦都係同我一齊去食飯。
So now I'm going to share a little bit about the bucket ministry.
咁我而家咧同大家分享一啲嘅關於呢個水桶嘅事工。
I have worked with them for 2 years,
我同佢哋一齊有2年嘅日子。
and I have seen God not only move once a day, usually multiple times a day.
我同佢一齊咧，唔係淨係一次喺一日當中，我係同佢哋喺埋一齊喺一日當中好多次嘅。
And before I came to the bucket ministry, I worked for aerospace and defense companies.
我未參加佢呢一個水桶事工嘅時候咧，我係喺一間飛機公司度做嘢嘅。
And I never saw God move on an income statement or a balance sheet.
我咧係從來未有見到神咧喺我嘅收入裏邊咧嗰張證明書裏邊咧係做過咩嘢喎？
But our ministry started actually in Brazil.
我哋嘅事工咧係其實咧喺巴西開始嘅。
Our founder and his daughter were on this boat on a mission trip.
我哋嘅係發言人咧就係喺呢一個宣教嘅事工，佢哋咧就喺呢一個船度咧開始去做宣教，就係呢個人同埋佢嘅女。
There was only one problem.
但係咧有一個問題，
Our founder was a baby Christian and he didn't want to be on that trip.
因為我哋嘅發展呢個事工嘅人咧，佢其實咧都係一個好年歲好淺嘅基督徒，佢唔想一齊去。
He went only to be a dad and bring his daughter home.
佢哋咧就係佢同佢嘅爸爸一齊去之後，就將佢哋帶翻屋企。
Our founder, though, as a baby Christian, was going out with the pastor.
咁我哋嗰個發展呢個事工嗰個人咧，佢其實咧信主嘅年齡係好淺嘅。咁佢去嘅時候咧，就同個牧師一齊出去。
And on the third day, he went to this home actually.
咁第3日咧，佢就嚟到呢一個地方啦。
And the funny thing is, the pastor with him did not go.
其實好得意嘅嘢咧，就係個牧師應該同佢去嘅喎，但係個牧師冇去到。
He told him, "You've seen this done twice. You don't need me there the third time. You know what to do."
個牧師話俾佢聽，其實我已經睇過啦，2次咁多，今次第3次你自己去啦。
And it was there on that dock, for the first time in his life, he heard God speak.
就係喺呢一個船澳裏邊，第一次佢聽到神向佢説話。
As he was holding a cup of dirty water that the lady had given him,
咁咧，當佢嘅手揸住一個杯咧，一個女士俾佢嘅，而呢個水咧係好邋遢嘅。
he heard 2 words,
佢聽到2個字，
"Help them."
幫佢哋。
And Chris will tell you
咁佢就會話俾你聽，
that he looked around,
佢睇下周圍，
didn't see anybody behind him.
佢唔見到有人喺佢後邊喎，
All the people were in front of him talking.
所有嘅人喺佢前邊講嘢。
And then he heard it again.
但係
Help
佢
them.
聽到，佢再一次嘅聽到話幫佢哋，
Chris will tell you
佢就話俾你聽，
that help them did not come with any instructions.
你幫佢哋，但係咧就冇話俾你聽點樣做喎。
Isn't that usually how God works in our lives?
係咪通常神都係咁樣嘅咧？
He gives us direction, and
佢話俾你聽個方向，
then it requires our faith
但係需要我哋嘅信心。
to walk in obedience where He's called us.
我哋就係要信服佢嘅呼召。
Chris came home.
咁咧，佢呢個創辦人個名咧叫 Chris 啦，咁佢翻到屋企啦。
And he started researching the world water crisis because the reality hit him as he looked at that cup on that dock in the Amazon.
咁喺嗰個船路嗰度，當佢揸住呢個杯，有呢啲咁邋遢嘅水嘅時候，佢翻屋企，咁佢就開始研究，去揾下究竟有咩事發生。
And so what he found was 785 million people do not have access to clean water.
咁啊，佢咧發現咗咧，原來呢有7億8千嘅人咧係冇水嘅，冇安全嘅水可以飲。
And diarrhea is one of the leading causes of death for children under the age of 6.
咁樣嗰啲細蚊仔咧係5歲以下咧，都係好多都係過世嘅，因為點解咧？就係因為肚屙得好犀利。
And there's approximately 700 children that die every single day because of drinking dirty water.
咁啊，每一日咧都有700個細蚊仔咧，就係因為肚屙而係去世嘅，因為佢哋飲咗一啲係唔安全嘅污糟嘅水。
But the ultimate reason for our ministry is the next statement I'm about to share.
咁樣我哋其實咧最終嘅目的咧，我哋嘅係宣教目的係乜嘢咧？
There are 3.1 billion people that have never heard the gospel.
有3.1嘅百萬
Next slide.
嘅人咧係未聽過神嘅話語。
So we use clean water as a tool.
咁我哋咧就係用清潔嘅水咧，係成為我哋嘅教導嘅工作。
So we share God's love through the gift of clean water.
我哋將神嘅愛就好似藉着一個乾淨嘅水嚟到話俾佢哋聽。
And this filter becomes a key.
咁樣呢一個過濾器咧，就成為咧係一個鎖匙。
And this is the filter that we use.
佢手揸住嗰個咧就係佢哋所用嘅過濾器。
And what it does is it unlocks the door.
咁佢哋咧就係喺呢一個過濾器咧，就係可以幫助呢個事情嘅。
Because we have found that as you meet a physical need,
我哋揾到咧，你除咗你係要實體去做之外咧，
you earn the right
你亦都係喺呢一個時候。
and the relational equity to share Jesus.
亦都喺呢個藉着呢個機會咧，同話俾佢哋聽主耶穌嘅好消息。
Doing well. So let me share a little bit about this water filter. As you go ahead.
OK， 我同大家分享下呢一個過濾器係點樣嘅。
It keeps out everything from bacteria on up. It gets trapped in the filter.
佢呢個過濾器咧就可以將所有好多嘅細菌咧，就係將佢濾過。
Have any of you ever had to drink dirty water?
我相信你哋當中有冇人要飲一啲咁污糟嘅水嘅咧？曾經有冇飲過？
Nobody? Does anybody drink dirty water?
有冇人飲過呢啲係未過濾嘅水咧？
Okay, well good. That's awesome. So this filter will last over 1 million gallons.
而呢一個咧係過濾器咧係可以用到100萬嘅加侖水。
It'll last for 20 years.
咁咧係可以咧係保用20年。
As long as you clean it every day.
最緊要咧係每一日咧都要清潔嘅。
So to clean it, you use this syringe.
你點樣去清洗佢咧？就係用嗰支針筒。
You fill it up with clean water.
咁咧，你將支針筒咧就係抽滿咗乾淨嘅水。
And then you back flush it where the water comes out.
咁你咧就將佢擠落去咧，係將嗰啲水出嚟嗰個位嗰度咧洗乾淨。
And it pushes all the contaminants back into the dirty bucket.
咁咧佢咧就會將所有嗰啲係污糟嘅嘢啊，嗰啲細菌啊嗰啲咧就落翻去出翻嚟嘅，去翻呢個桶入邊。
So I'm going to show you one how the filter works out of a 5-gallon bucket, and then I'm going to show you how we share the gospel because this filter is portable. It can either go on a bucket.
我要俾大家睇下咧， 係用一個5加侖嘅水咧，係我點樣嚟到係過濾呢個5加侖嘅水，而喺當中咧，我點樣去傳福音。
Or it's portable and you can take it on a water bottle.
咁其實咧係可以帶去嗰啲水樽嗰度㗎，你可以擺喺水樽度飲，可以帶住佢去飲嘅。
And so you can see the water comes up crystal clear and clean.
大家可以睇到咧，由嗰啲污糟水，佢插咗嗰個過濾器喺度之後咧，嗰啲水出嚟嗰啲水咧係好乾淨㗎，白色嘅。
So just like this water is dirty,
就好似佢手揸住嗰個水樽咧，嗰啲水係污糟水。
So is my heart.
我嘅心一樣。
My heart is full of sin.
其實我嘅心都係充滿咗罪惡。
All the things that I have done wrong against God.
所有我係做到對唔住神嘅事情。
But this water filter
但係呢個過濾器咧
is just like Jesus Christ.
就好似我哋嘅主耶穌一樣。
Because see, Jesus came to earth to die for me.
主耶穌嚟到呢個世界上邊係為我哋而死。
And for you.
亦都係為你。
And he rose 3 days later.
佢3日之後復活。
But the great thing is,
但係最偉大嘅嘢咧
by his resurrection,
就係因為佢嘅復活。
I have become clean.
所以我都可以成為乾淨嘅人。
I have become restored.
我亦都係被神再重一次嘅重新嘅重整。
God has given me new life.
神就俾我一個新嘅生命。
Great tasting water.
水係好好飲㗎，好好飲嘅，好味。
So just so you can see.
所以你可以睇到由咁污糟嘅水，由呢一個過濾器過咗之後，嗰啲水幾乾淨，係白色嘅水嚟㗎，好清嘅。
Tastes awesome.
You want to try?
哇，好好飲㗎喎！
Oh, you're fine.
Who want to try? 邊個想試？
咪試下
This one.
一啲嘅嗰啲污糟嘅味道都冇㗎，真係冇，好似我哋飲嗰啲水一樣。
阿叔做得係。
好清啊！真係好味，好清一啲嘅。你知道啲水，我哋飲嗰啲水咧，咪有一啲嘅，好似嗰啲礦物質嘅味嘅，係一啲都冇。
So come try the water. I'll keep talking.
啊！你哋可以嚟啊，嚟試下飲呢啲水啊！
If you'll start playing a little video. This shows you how the filter works.
咁樣呢一個視頻咧，就會話俾你聽咧，佢呢個過濾器點樣㗎，點樣做嘅。
So you can see all the dirty contaminants that you can't see with your eye.
你可以睇到咧，所有嗰啲污糟嘅嘢咧，我哋嘅眼睇唔到嘅咧，就係全部咧都係喺呢一個過濾器阻住咗㗎啦，已經。
And so this filter uses kidney dialysis technology.
其實呢個過濾器咧，佢嗰個方法係乜嘢嘢咧？就係當有啲人咧去洗腎啊，去洗腎嘅時候咧，大家都知道咧，洗腎嘅時候咧係將嗰啲污糟嘅血就過濾過一個咁嘅機器，因為我做過。咁咧佢咧過咗去之後，將你嘅唔乾淨嘅嘢咧，就係喺呢個過濾收咗喺個過濾器入邊，然之後嗰啲血出翻嚟，翻去你嘅身嗰度嗰啲血咧就係乾淨嘅血嚟嘅。佢呢個原理就係咁樣樣。
So our ministry has 3 non-negotiables.
咁我哋咧係有3個，我哋嘅事工咧係有3個咧，你係唔可以商量或者係改變嘅。
First is Jesus is going to be proclaimed.
第一樣嘢咧就係我哋要傳福音，要話俾人聽關於主耶穌嘅事情。
The second thing is we're going to collect data.
第二樣嘢咧，我哋咧就係要收集資料。
And the last thing is what we call 3 and 3.
咁第三樣嘢咧，我哋咧就係講3同埋3。
And that is where our missionaries go in home 3 times in 60 days.
就係我哋嘅宣教士咧喺60日之內，佢哋可以翻屋企3次。
We go in home for 2 reasons.
我哋翻屋企咧係有2個原因。
One, to make sure they can operate and clean the filter.
一咧就係確定咧佢哋翻嚟嘅時候咧係可以將嗰個過濾器咧係再重整。
Along with that, we teach basic hygiene.
亦都係咧，我哋會教導佢哋咧係啲基本嘅衞生嘅知識。
And the second thing is we share the gospel 3 more times.
第二樣嘢咧，你就係要去傳福音3次。
And if people become a believer,
當人係成為一個信徒之後，
we move into patterns of discipleship.
咁我哋就將佢哋咧再一次嘅進步嘅教導佢哋成為一個使徒。
So we have a 4-step process, and step 1 is going into an area God's called us to.
咁樣當佢哋預備好嘅時候咧，佢哋就第一樣嘢咧就會去到神預備佢哋要去嘅地方。
And we complete a census.
咁我哋咧就會咧係將嗰啲人口統計咧係完成咗先。
We go door to door.
我哋係從一個門，我哋係每一個門每一個人嘅人口統計，我哋咁樣做嘅。
And we find out how many people live there.
咁我哋就會知道有幾多人住喺嗰度。
Their ages.
佢哋幾多歲？
Their spiritual health.
佢哋嘅靈魂，佢哋嘅心靈係點樣樣？
And their physical health.
同埋佢哋嘅身體點樣健康？有冇健康？
We also go in and test the water.
我哋亦都係去到咧，亦都睇一啲水啦。我哋係測試下啲水先。
To make sure that the filter will work.
咁我哋亦都係要確保咧嗰個過濾器咧係真係做得到嘅喎。
And then we assess to find like-minded churches.
咁我哋咧亦都係去睇下有其他嘅同我哋一樣嘅咁樣嘅思想嘅教會。
So once we've completed that effort,
咁當我哋係完成咗剛才嘅步驟之後咧，
the next phase is what we call a water distribution.
咁第二個步驟咧就係我哋叫做去分啲水啦。
And so depending on the size of the campaign,
咁佢咧就係我哋嘅組咧就好似係去一個營咁樣嘅。
we will invite 60 to 900 families to come throughout one day.
咁我哋一日咧就會請16到900個家庭嚟嘅一日。
To get a free water bucket,
就俾佢哋一個係唔使錢嘅水桶，
a free filter,
同埋咧係一個係免費嘅過濾器。
and anti-parasitic meds.
同埋咧係一啲嘅消毒嘅藥品。
And once they get that free gift,
當佢哋有呢啲唔使錢嘅禮品嘅時候，
we offer a second free gift.
咁我哋咧就會俾第二個係免費嘅禮物俾佢哋。
And that second free gift
第二個唔使錢嘅禮物係咩咧？
is telling the story of the living water.
就話俾佢哋聽咧，係呢個世界上面有活水嘅喎。
So that's the first time they hear the gospel.
呢個就係第一次佢哋聽到神嘅福音。
So our third step,
咁我哋第三個步驟咧，
and I mentioned a little bit earlier, are indigenous missionaries.
我就頭先有提過啦，咁咧就係講嗰啲宣教士
Going home,
翻屋企，
make sure they can use the filter and bucket,
亦都係知道佢哋咧係一定要用呢一個過濾器。
and we share the gospel.
咁同埋咧係分享神嘅話語。
And so the fourth step is, like I said earlier, if they become a follower of Jesus,
咁第四樣嘢咧就係佢哋要成為基督徒，跟隨耶穌。
we start discipleship
咁我哋就會係教導佢哋嘅門徒訓練，
and connect them with a local church.
亦都係帶佢哋同埋當中嘅本土嘅教會。
And so if you'll look at that picture up there,
如果你睇到係頭先熒幕上邊嘅相片，
you'll see that little barcode.
你會睇到喺嗰度咧有一個嗰啲黑色嘅叫做即係嗰個牌咧，嗰個黑色嗰個貼喺度嗰個 label 啊。
And that is how we track data.
咁 咧佢哋咧就係跟住咧呢一個好似跟蹤佢哋點樣去知道咧有咩人用佢哋嘅過濾器咧，就係靠呢一個叫做巴曲嘅嘢咧，佢哋可以知道。
We know which barcode
咁我哋知道咧邊一個係呢個巴曲
goes with which family.
就係邊一個家庭咧係跟住邊一個家庭嘅。
So every time we interact with a family,
所以每一次我哋同呢啲家庭嚟到傾偈嘅時候，
our missionaries scan that barcode.
咁我哋嘅宣教士咧，佢哋咧就會首先咧係揾一揾、影一影佢呢一個巴曲。
And we're able to know exactly what happened in that meeting.
咁我哋就會知道咧喺佢哋當中傾偈嘅時候咧有咩事情發生。
So every day,
所以每一日咧，
thankful for technology,
我哋都好感恩啊！就係而家呢啲咁高、咁先進嘅科技。
data is sent back to the Bucket Ministry headquarters every night at midnight.
每一晚咧，咁樣呢啲資料咧就會係寄去呢一個水桶事工嘅嘅總部。
And so I know
咁所以我就會知道
every home our missionaries went in that day,
每一個家庭我哋嘅宣教士去探訪過嘅，
what discipleship lesson they taught,
同埋佢哋係門徒訓練講啲乜嘢，
the GPS pinpoint where that family lives,
佢哋嗰個係行程咧，即係好似你係想知道佢哋住喺邊度咧，咁樣嗰個地圖咧就會出嚟話俾我聽佢哋喺邊度住嘅。
how many people came to know Jesus.
有幾多人相信咗主耶穌？
So it's exciting for me to see 900 lines to 1,800 lines of activity every single day.
對我嚟講咧係好興奮嘅，因為每一日咧可以見到900到1800嘅事情喺度發生緊。
And we got not a whole lot of time, so I'm gonna kind of skip that last slide. But a lot of people ask, where do you work?
咁好多人咧就問我：你喺邊度做嘢啊？
And I'm not gonna read all these to you. Africa obviously has the majority of our work.
咁我哋都睇到咧好多嘢咧都係喺非洲啊，喺第二啲嘅地方嗰度係我嘅事工喺嗰度。
Currently in Asia, we're working in India and the Philippines.
喺亞洲咧就係喺印度同埋菲律賓。
We have done work in Vietnam.
我哋亦都係已經喺越南做咗啲事工㗎啦。
So we've worked in over 20 different countries.
我哋喺20個唔同嘅國家嗰度係有事工。
And currently in 16 countries. Next slide.
咁而家咧暫時咧就有16個國家。
Click it one more time. Click one more time. We're going to skip that. We will narrate this video for you. So go ahead and click on it and get it to play.
我哋就會介紹呢一個視頻。
This is the blue dots or buckets that are handed out to a family exactly where they live.
我哋睇到咧一路有藍色嘅地方咧，一路顏色咧就係我哋嘅水桶事工咧，去到每一個呢啲嘅地方，俾水桶佢哋。
What you see with the white dots
跟住咧，你會睇到啲白色嘅點，
are people that have come to know Jesus.
就係嗰啲人已經係接受咗主耶穌。
And the next dots, the gold dots,
咁我哋再睇到有金色嘅點，
are the discipleship lessons that our missionaries have taught.
就係我哋嘅宣教士去教導佢哋門徒訓練。
So these are time phased.
我哋會睇到所有嘅唔同嘅事情。
So you can see where we started on the left side of the slum.
咁你哋會睇到我哋係從左手邊開始嘅嗰個地方咧係非常之低嘅、非常差嘅地方。
And our activity is we moved to the other villages in the slum.
咁我哋嘅事工咧係一路轉移，一路去到其他係差唔多係冇人可以生存住嘅地方。
This slum is called Cabera.
咁呢個地方咧叫做 Cabera。
It had 408,000 people in it.
佢有48000人口喺嗰度住。
81,777 homes.
咁啊有17000幾個家庭。
We just completed that effort in December of 24.
我哋2024年12月嘅時候，我哋就去到呢個地方。
And God has called us to an even bigger project in Nairobi, Kenya called.
神係叫我哋去做更大嘅事工，就係喺呢一個肯雅呢一個地方。
I want to see how you do with this word I'm going to pronounce. The name of the slum God called us to is Kawangari.
佢呢一個地方咧，神叫佢去嘅咧，叫做加溫咖啡。我作嘅啫，唔係咁樣。
That is 700,000 people.
咁咧係有700,000，係70萬嘅人口。
Living in 152,000 homes.
就係喺1500間屋入邊。
You know, those are big projects. We have smaller projects as well.
對我哋嚟講咧，呢個係一個好大嘅事工，但係我哋都有細事工嘅。
In Mexico, we're finishing a project of 10,000 homes.
喺墨西哥咧，我哋係有做一個係1萬嘅人口，唔係咩其實
Just to give you comparison examples.
就係俾大家睇下，就係點樣去比較有幾多個人口，唔同嘅地方有唔同嘅人口。
So a lot of people ask, how can I get involved?
咁好多人問我點樣可以幫助咧？
There's 4 ways you can get involved.
其實有4個方法你係可以幫助嘅。
You can pray.
你可以禱告。
We covet your prayers.
我哋你都係為我哋去禱告。
You can go.
你可以出去傳福音。
You can come on a mission trip with us.
你可以同我哋一齊去宣教嘅工作。
You can go tell the story.
你去到嘅時候，你都係話俾佢哋聽主耶穌嘅故事。
Which is what I'm doing.
就好似我而家一樣。
Or you can give.
或者咧，你係可以喺金錢上面嘅資助。
Yeah. What you will find is the bucket ministry.
你其實可以知道咧，呢個水桶嘅事工咧。
Will never ask you for money.
我哋係從來都唔會叫你係俾錢嘅。
Because we believe the Holy Spirit.
因為我哋相信聖靈。
If He leads you to do that.
如果聖靈係感動你去做。
Then our ministry gets blessed.
我哋都相信我哋嘅事工咧係一定會俾神去祝福嘅。
So that is our ministry.
呢個就係我哋嘅事工。
If you want to try clean water, you can dip a cup in the bucket. We still got some there.
如果你想係試下呢啲乾淨嘅水嘅，我呢度仲有啲大家可以嚟試下。
I want to brag on the choir.
我想講一啲關於頭先唱歌嘅詩班。
All I could think about today, listening to you sing.
我能夠諗到嘅，當我聽到你哋喺度唱歌嘅時候
Was that verse in Scripture from Revelation?
就係喺啟示錄嗰度出嚟嘅。
Where the multitudes from the nations.
啟示錄嗰度記載，當好多人世界上面好多人聚埋一齊嘅時候
Were singing and praising.
佢哋係一路唱歌一路讚美神。
The King of Kings.
就係好似今朝一樣。
And that second song.
第2首歌咧
I may have to have you come up and sing so I can just tape it.
我哋希望你能夠一上嚟呢度唱俾我聽，咁我可以咧係錄起嚟嘅。
So thank you very much for allowing me to share our story with you. It's been an honor.
係我嘅榮幸，亦都多謝大家俾我呢個時間嚟到分享我哋嘅事工。
And the only word I can remember from my trip to China.
我去中國嘅時候咧，我仲記得一句嘢。
And this is the wrong word to end it with.
咁呢一個咧係一個好長嘅一個句子嚟到係講完我嘅時講道。
你好。
你好。
So thank you very much.
多謝大家。
有冇問題？梁牧師想飲。
我飲咗過。
Question。
唔係，係我整到你先啫。
Where do you get that dirty water?
Texas.
Texas soil.
I actually brought dirty water from mud from my pond in East Texas.
佢嗰啲邋遢嗰啲水係點樣嚟嘅咧？就係佢喺佢屋企出邊咧嗰啲泥啊，嗰度嗰個盒咧就係佢畢咗佢屋企嗰啲泥出嚟，就擺喺啲水入邊，整到嗰啲水好似佢去做呢個水桶事工喺非洲嘅時候嗰啲人咧。我睇過佢嗰個短片咧，佢非洲嗰啲人咧，佢哋未去嘅時候咧，佢哋嗰啲水全部都係咁啊，仲黑，仲差過呢啲啊，仲差過呢啲顏色。I just told them.
Okay. Awesome. So, yes, sir.
I was in Kenya and I have tried this dirty water and made me stomach.
我牧師話佢喺肯亞嘅時候咧，佢就係要飲佢哋嘅污糟嘅水咧，咁佢就會肚痛，冇肚子屙咪算好咯。
The first time I ever drank from the filter,
我第一次咧係飲嗰啲過濾嘅水啊！
I was in Kenya
我亦都係喺肯亞，
in the middle of the dirty slum.
就係喺佢哋當中咧係好邋遢嘅一個區裏邊。
Drinking where the river water comes from,
佢哋咧就係飲嗰啲水咧係從呢個河嚟嘅，
which is at the bottom of a hill,
就係喺個山嘅底下。
and they have no latrines.
佢哋佢哋係冇廁所嘅嗰度，
So everything goes down to the river.
所以你可以想像到咧乜嘢嘢都喺嗰個水入邊。
So that was my cup of faith.
就係佢嘅信心之杯。
And I will tell you
我話俾你大家聽咧，
that the water was as good as what I drink here.
但係嗰啲水咧就好似我喺呢度飲嘅一樣。
Any other questions?
大家仲有冇其他嘅問題咧？
Yes, sir.
How about the battery part? I understand the part of the dirt. How about the battery part? How could we kill the battery?
There's no battery.
Bacteria.
No,
You mean
Oh,
bacteria.
bacteria.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're asking, how do you kill the bacteria?
Right.
阿 Chris 問佢咧，就係話咧喺嗰個過濾器裏邊咧，咪過濾晒嗰啲細菌啊嗰啲咁樣嘅嘢嘅，咁你嗰啲細菌你點樣殺咗嗰啲細菌咧？因為佢仲喺度嘅喎。
The little video we showed of the filter. Go ahead.
頭先我哋睇到咧嗰個視頻咧，咪見到有一個過濾器嘅，好似我哋解釋話係點樣洗腎嗰個過濾器咧。
Because our filter uses kidney dialysis technology,
就係用我哋洗腎嘅技術。
the bacteria is too big
嗰個細菌咧係太大啦，
to go through the 0.1 hole into where the clean water comes out.
因為嗰個細菌咧，佢本身咧係太大，而係佢嗰個過濾器嗰個組織咧係好密嘅、好細啊，所以變咗你諗下嗰啲細菌咁細粒都過唔到去佢哋嗰個過濾器。
Did that answer your question? Okay. Yes, sir.
If you ever get sick because of drinking this kind of water,
Never.
佢問佢有冇唔舒服、有冇病啊？飲呢啲唔乾淨嘅水喎，我或者係你講係過濾咗嘅水，過濾咗嘅水，飲過濾咗嘅水有冇試過唔舒服或者病？
Since I've been with the ministry,
我從我開始做呢個事工之後，
I've been to Kenya 4 times,
我去到呢個肯亞4次，
Mexico 1,
去墨西哥1次，
over 100 people,
有成100個人以上，
nobody got sick.
冇人有病。So a lot of the people in Mexico they don't drink the filtered water, so then people are just drinking contaminated. Yeah. 所以咧，其實咧喺嗰啲地方咧，係因為佢哋嘅事工咧，佢哋先至有乾淨水飲嘅。咁佢哋去唔到嗰啲地方咧，嗰啲人咧係一樣飲呢啲係污染咗嘅水嘅。
Yes, sir.
Do you think we are wasting a lot of money because we all install all different kind of water filter in U.S. home?
佢嘅阿 Chris 嘅問
They
題
were
就
expensive too.
阿 Chris 嘅問題係話咧，如果我哋係咪嘥咗好多錢咧？因為喺美國咧，我啲水已經本身乾淨㗎啦嘛。但係我哋咧好多人咧都係要用過濾器喎，我哋係咪嘥咗好多錢咧？
Well, I stayed with my sister Thursday night, and she lives in Houston.
咁我咧就係同我個姊妹妹啦一齊住啦，因為佢喺 Houston 住嘅。
And your water has a funny taste.
你啲水啊，頭先等啲水真係有啲嘢，有啲聞。
So, I mean, you can get these. I'd recommend it. I mean, you can get them from us, you can buy one, and you can give one to go out into the field.
佢話你可以，如果你唔中意飲侯斯敦嘅水咧，你可以同佢哋買佢哋嗰個過濾器，或者係去佢哋嘅地方 where can they buy it online？
You can buy it online.
你可以喺網上訂購啦。
You can get it from Amazon, you can go to Academy, but if you want to support the ministry, one goes to you, one goes out to a needy family.
哦，佢話咧，如果你係上網上購嘅話咧，咁咧如果你買一個咧，咁咧就係同佢哋買喎要，咁咧一個咧就係你用嘅，一個咧就係佢哋會俾嗰啲地方嗰啲肯亞或者係非洲嗰啲人需要嘅人用嘅。
So there's only two things our water filter will not take out.
有兩樣嘢咧，佢哋個過濾器咧係過濾唔到嘅。
That is heavy metals
就係好重金屬
or chemicals.
或者係化學嘅嘢。
But the majority of the world water crisis
但係好多嘅喺呢個世界嘅水裏邊咧，嘅水嘅問題裏邊咧，
is not next to an industrial plant.
好多嘅都唔係喺呢個工業嘅區隔嚟嘅。
Now we got 5 minutes, but I'll share this one story.
咁我同大家分享一個故事啦。
2 of my trips to Kenya,
我有2次咧去肯亞嘅時候，
Tyler, Texas,
係喺一個地方啦，喺德州嘅地方叫 Tyler 嘅地方。
issued a boil water notice for E. coli.
因為咧嗰啲水裏邊咧有一隻菌咧叫 E. coli 啊。
大腸桿菌啊！
I called my son
咁咧係大腸桿菌喎，咁佢就打電話俾佢仔，
and told him to go to my farm
叫佢去佢嗰個農場，
and go get a filter.
咁咧就係去攞一個呢個過濾器，
And he wouldn't have to boil his water.
咁佢就唔使煲水，因為嗰啲水裏邊咧有大腸桿喺入邊，咁你一定要煲死佢先得。
I just thought that was funny because I'm halfway around the world.
咁但係佢覺得好奇怪喎。
And we needed the filter back home.
咁我哋咧就係要帶嗰個過濾器翻嚟我哋而家呢個嘅地方。
All right, I think we got time for one last question if y'all have one.
如果你哋仲有問題咧，就可以再問多一個問題嘅。
Well,
So
again,
how is your filter compared to the others? Because a lot of the time we use other filters.
okay.
我想問下佢嘅過濾器同其他公司嘅過濾器有咩唔同咧？
So filters like this will say they have a 0.1 micron or as low as a 0.1. What they don't tell you
佢話咧好多你哋買嘅過濾器咧，就會話俾你聽咧，佢嗰個過濾嗰個密度係0.1嘅。
that they have a 0.2, a 0.4, or a 0.5.
但係佢哋冇話俾你聽咧，原來咧佢哋有啲係大啲嘅，0.2啊0.5。
And those holes are big enough
嗰啲窿咧就大，嗰啲過濾嗰啲網嗰啲窿咧就大啲嘅。
to let the bacteria through.
咁咧嗰啲細菌咧就可以經過嗰啲過濾嗰啲嘢咧過去嘅。
This filter is tested
咁咧，但係佢哋嘅過濾器咧係已經經過測驗㗎啦。
and every microscopic hole
每一個好細微嘅窿咧
is a 0.1.
係得0.1嘅嗰個密度啊。
which means no bacteria gets through.
咁即係話咧係冇細菌可以經過嘅。
Yeah, so it's called an absolute 0.1.
咁咧佢呢個名咧就叫做咧係叫做絕對嘅0.1嘅過濾。
I hope that helps.
Yeah, that helps.
Question.
Yes, ma'am.
How often you change the filter?
You never. As long as you clean it with this every single day, or 5 gallons, it'll last.
佢呢個過濾器咧，
Over 20 years, up to 1 million gallons.
呢個過濾器咧其實可以咧係用20年嘅喎。如果你每一日咧就係用標支針筒咁樣咧，就係擺落去5個加侖嘅水入邊咧過濾過佢咧，咁就得。
So you saw when I first came here, before we started, some of y'all saw me clean the filter.
1萬加侖。
When the filter gets dirty, it starts to slow down how much comes out.
OK。
And that's how you know that you need to clean it. So we just say clean it every day or every 5 gallons.
OK。佢話係，即係當你睇到啲水開始漫嘅時候咧，就知會係污糟啦。咁你就可以用5個加侖水嚟到清理一次。每5個加侖就清一次。
I mean, if you're putting dirt more, if you're like on the border of Tanzania, where it has heavy silt, you have to clean it more than every 5 gallons.
咁如果你喺一個地方咧係多啲嘅污糟嘅嘢咧，咁你就要頻啲或者係多啲嘅水。
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
You can get that in Amazon.
You can get the filter on Amazon.
Get it from Bucket
我 get it from the Bucket Ministry。
I would prefer you get it from the Bucket Ministry, but I'm not going to stand up here and tell you you can't get it other places.
如果大家想買咧，其實係佢Cory 就話你哋可以去唔同嘅地方網購嘅，但係咧即係如果我哋係要支持佢哋嘅事工咧，我哋可以去同佢哋買嘅。
My wife wants to say something.
我太太想講啲嘢喎。
How many people came to Christ last week?
幾
Oh,
多人信咗耶穌咧？上個禮拜
so in Kibera, the dot map you saw,
頭先你睇到嗰啲嗰個視頻啦，嗰啲轉顏色嗰個地方，
that was 22,000 people came to know Christ.
哇！有2萬2人咧係相信咗主耶穌。
And in our new campaign, Kawangari,
喺我哋嘅另外一個我哋新嘅咧話咧加溫咖啡嗰度咧，
we are seeing on average 150 people come to know Jesus.
我哋每一日咧都係睇到150個人係接受咗主耶穌。
And I get a weekly report that comes in every Friday and tells me.
每一個禮拜我都係會收到佢哋話俾我聽幾多人信咗耶穌嘅。每一個禮拜5我就會知道。
All right, well, my time's done. Thank you very much, and it's been a pleasure to be here.